I'm Randy and I make candy, and today I'm making Butterfingers. Stick around. Greetings, my confectionery compadres, and welcome to Randy Makes Candy, where I help you make tasty treats that people love to eat. As I said, we're making Butterfingers today, and out of all the candies I've made, these are the most amazing. This recipe blew my mind when I first read it, and I'm really excited to share it with you. Speaking of sharing, if you like what's happening here in the Candy Kitchen, please like, subscribe, and share. Also, if you have questions or comments or ideas for candy that you'd like me to make in the future, please let me know in the comments down below. Okay, let's make this happen. First, what do you need to make this? Now, don't worry about writing it down because I've included everything in the description below, and I've included links to everything so you can have it all delivered straight to your door. I'm making this in a 4x4 pan because times being what they are, I don't have the sharing opportunities that I used to. And if I make it in an 8x8, like in the original recipe, a lot of it's going to get thrown out. And I hate throwing away food, especially candy. But if you do want to make it in an 8x8, I've included the measurement amounts for an 8x8 pan below. You'll need 135 grams or 5 ounces or 3/4 of a cup of chocolate melting wafers, 102 grams or 3.5 ounces or 1/3 of a cup of creamy peanut butter, 15 grams or 1/2 ounce or 1/4 cup of crushed corn flakes, and 135 grams or 5 ounces or 3/4 of a cup of candy corn. What? Candy corn? Yeah. Candy corn not only gives it some sweetness, it gives it that chew, and it gives it the orange color that we've come to expect in a Butterfinger. So, candy corn. You'll also need a 4x4 baking pan, some parchment paper or nonstick foil, a couple of glass mixing bowls, a sturdy spatula for stirring the candy corn mixture, a spoon for stirring the chocolate, and a dipping tool. Now, you can buy tools specifically made for dipping, but what works best for me is a plastic fork with the middle tines broken off. I'm using a little springform pan that I got the other week. It makes the candy a lot easier to get out. Okay, let's make some candy. Microwave the candy corn on high for about 30 seconds. Stir it up. Give it another 15 seconds in the microwave. Stir some more. Repeat the 15 seconds and stir routine until it's melted. Keep an eye on it so it doesn't burn. Trust me, burnt candy corn does not make a pleasing potpourri. Add the peanut butter and corn flakes. Mix it well, then spread the mixture in your pan. Now from here you have options. You can just melt the chocolate, pour it into the pan over the mixture, let everything cool, and then cut it. Now be advised, if you do that, you risk popping the chocolate off of the center when you're cutting it. But that's the easiest way to do it, really. The other way is to let the mixture cool, take it out of the pan, cut it, and then dip it. And that looks more like regular Butterfinger, and you get more chocolate that way, so that's never a bad thing. And that's the way I'm going to show you. First, let's talk a little about my choice of chocolates. Now, there's a lot of different forms of chocolate out there. Chips, wafers, blocks. In fact, I'll probably do a whole episode devoted just to chocolate one of these days. After trying them all, these Ghirardelli melting wafers are my go-to for dipping. They taste great and they're pretty much foolproof. This is not a sponsored video, I just use these and I love them. But seriously, Ghirardelli, hit me up. Finally, you'll need a workstation. I usually have my cooled and cut up candy centers on one side, the bowl of melted chocolate in the middle, and a cutting board covered with parchment on the other side. Now you may have noticed a non-standard piece of equipment in my kitchen, a heating pad. As you're dipping your candy centers into the melted chocolate, the chocolate cools and thickens until pretty soon it's no good for dipping. I used to make repeated trips back to the microwave just to keep the chocolate thin enough to dip, but not anymore. Keeping the glass bowl on a heating pad set to low is a great way to keep that chocolate warm and melty and good for dipping. You'll probably want to have a dedicated heating pad for this, especially if you normally use a heating pad to keep your feet warm. Let's get to dipping. Melt the chocolate according to the directions on the package. Be sure when you're melting it not to let the glass bowl get too warm to hold. If you can't hold it in your hand, it's too hot, you're going to burn the chocolate and that's no good. Plop your candy center into the bowl and flip it around until it's covered in chocolate. Lift it out of the chocolate with your dipping tool and let some of the chocolate drain back into the bowl. This part you have to get a feel for. If you don't drain enough chocolate, your coating may be too thick and you may not have enough for all your centers. Drain too long, however, and you may have trouble getting the candy off your fork and onto the parchment. Once all your candies are on the parchment, just let them sit until the chocolate hardens. Now, if you want to speed the process up a little bit, you can put them in the fridge, but don't leave them in there for more than about 10 minutes. Because if you do, the chocolate will cool too fast and you just won't like the results. I usually have a little chocolate left over, and as I said, I hate throwing away candy, so I just look in the pantry and find something that wants to be coated in chocolate. Today, the peanuts were screaming, "Pick us! Pick us!" So into the chocolate hot tub they go. Okay, these are ready. Let's try one. That turned out pretty dang good. And there you have it. I made Butterfingers and now you can too. If you enjoyed our time together, please like, share, and subscribe. Click the notification bell if you want to be alerted when new videos come out. I'd love to hear about your results if you try this recipe. And as I said, if you have any suggestions for future episodes, let me know in the comments below. And remember, if everyone were as sweet as candy, the world would be a better place. I hope you'll join me next time.